What's up, you guys? I'm glad you guys enjoyed the intro. I saw y'all dancing.
It was so good.
My praise on backstage, man.
I am having, for those of you watching, I'm having difficulties with my camera. I'm working on it. I didn't want to go live too late, but I'm working on it. And I feel like I'll be able to get it straight sometime during this live. I'm sure I'll get it straight. And I might come on through a different computer. But I have with me our friends to the channel, Grace Report and Kempire. They are back. What's up, you two? What's up, Grace?
Not much. It's been a good week. It's been a good week. I had a good weekend celebrating my friend's birthday. I've been baking a lot of banana bread, which is like my ultimate thing when it gets warm. I mean cold. Yeah,
I love it.
So good. Yeah.
I love banana bread. Yes, yes. Oh my god. So you the plug for the banana bread.
I'm the plug.
Okay. And what's up, Kimber? I know you went to BravoCon.
Oh my goodness. Luckily, I don't drink because I probably would be right here, right now. But I'm still wore out. All of that energy, all of it, between the crowds and the energy of these reality stars was a whole situation.
So are you one of those people like me? When I'm in crowds, I feel like my energy gets sucked from being around a lot of people. Are you like that?
I didn't realize it until recently that it does affect my energy. Because by the end of the day, like I had a headache. I was just like, it was a lot. But it was a lot in a good way because you felt the love for all these, reality stars. I think for them, it was probably draining, but very incredible to kind of have that love, especially with social media. They get a lot of, a lot of hate. You know what I mean? So I think being in this whole Bravo universe, and at this, one building was incredible for them, but also incredible for me because I met a lot of people that subscribe or watch me on TikTok, so that was really cool too.
Yeah, that's what I would think. A lot of people would recognize you and come up to you and say, "Hey."
And I got a hat. I got an embellished hat.
Embezzled. Like Black
Robin is gorgeous in person.
Oh yeah, Robin
works on TV, but like in person, stunning.
Yeah.
Right. And Juan Dixon was not there.
Oh my god. Shade or no shade?
No shade. He wasn't there. He really was not there.
When is he there?
You know what?
Have we seen him? Between episode 1 and 2, have we seen Juan Dixon? You know what? I gotta get my camera working, you guys. I gotta get my camera working. So we're gonna get started. I'm working on my camera. But yeah, I don't think we've seen Juan Dixon yet. But let's go ahead. We're reviewing the episode. I want to thank you all for joining us. I want to thank you all who tune in whenever we go live. We're live. We were live last week for the season premiere on Grace Report's channel. But before that had been like over a year because the show had been off for that long. For that long. Now, the episodes that are airing now, do y'all know, were those filmed earlier this year or are they talking about last spring?
I think it was earlier this year. Because they literally, when they stopped filming, we, a few weeks later, we heard, okay, we're going to get a premiere date soon. So this was very recent.
Okay. So when Candiace says she wants to get pregnant by the end of the year, she's talking about the end of this year.
Yeah.
Right. So what do y'all think about that? We could start right there because that was a question I had. Like, you're in the middle of an album re-release. It seems like she's making her way in the music industry. Like, she's not flopping. She's a freshman artist.
Yeah.
She has good music. She's doing something. So what do y'all think about her wanting to get pregnant by the end of this year?
I think it's great. I hope it happens for them.
I saw her this weekend. She did not look anywhere near pregnant. She was wearing all the little, I mean, she's tiny in person.
Yeah.
But she if it more than likely it's the end of this year. I mean, it's October. So anything's possible. Anything's possible.
She's got 2 months.
I'm on the fence whether or not she really wants to have a child. I know she says it on the show, but I'm just like, I'm not sure. I feel like she's very focused on, I want to do my career. I think it's the pressure of everyone else that makes her want to have children. And I'm sure you ladies have received this, in your life, where once you've gotten married or you're in a relationship or you reach a certain age, your parents are expecting to have children. I feel like that's the pressure that she's feeling. And I think, based on what I can see and what I sense from her, like, she really wants to promote her music. She wants to promote, her acting. She's very focused on that. It's okay.
Do you feel like you feel that pressure, Grace?
I get the pressure, but I don't feel the pressure. I will tell you guys something. I have had my mom call me. My mother called me, I think like last month or something like that, to ask me if I'm like dating. Well, she asked me if I thought I was going to get married or something within the next year or two. I was like, you need to calm down, because no. And then she cursed me out. She's like, wow, you refuse to get married and have kids. You don't want to grow up, do you? I was like, well, excuse you. So it does happen. Yeah. She dragged me.
She dragged you.
Yeah.
People do consider that growing up. I feel like, okay, because just between the three of us, this is I was married once before, and I feel like when I didn't have kids in my first marriage, like, I feel like I kind of escaped that pressure. Like, people, assume, first of all, I got married really young, and people thought I was pregnant when I got married, but I was not pregnant. I was just busy. And so after that, I feel like my family kind of assumed I wasn't going to have kids, that I was just going to be single and not have kids. And so me having kids now is almost like a surprise to them. So I don't feel like I never felt a pressure to have kids, because I felt like my family gave up on that when I didn't have kids, when I first got married.
So lucky.
Very two different perspectives. That's really cool. I don't get that pressure at all.
Must be nice, Empire.
Thankfully. Not gonna happen, Mom.
So you don't want kids?
Well, here's the thing. It's not something that is important for me, but my partner might feel differently, and I'm open to it. A lot of people say I'd be a great dad, so we shall see. We'll test that theory. Poor kid.
Cute.
I think so.
I'm open to it. So I think, very much like you, Layla, it would be a surprise to them if it does happen.
Yeah. Both my kids were beautiful surprises. I'm glad you guys like my gospel intro. I feel like I'm trying to put the pieces together this morning. This is exactly what I was saying about my camera. My camera is not working. I have the intro from the last time I went live, which is like a Sunday service type of live. So I'm glad y'all are with it. Y'all like the churchy intro. But we'll go ahead and get into this episode. The episode started with Giselle. It was the end of Giselle confronting Mia at the spring fling. And so Giselle had came up to her and was like, is this cancer, no cancer? And Mia basically cursed her out. She was like, F you, Giselle, for coming at her like that. And then Jacqueline, we get to hear Jacqueline speak. Jacqueline is the best friend of Mia. And Jacqueline kind of stands up for Mia, and she's explaining, well, this is what Mia was going through. This is a cancer scare. This is nothing to play about. What do y'all think about Jacqueline speaking up for Mia, especially now knowing that Jacqueline and Mia fell out by the end of the season?
I thought she was a good friend. I did notice that Bravo was being quite shady, because they keep putting best friend in quotation marks under her thing. I'm like, come on, you guys, you are so shady for that. She did a really good job speaking up for Mia. I felt like I just didn't like how she was trying to throw Karen under the bus later on, when she didn't even know these girls really. But I feel like I would do the same, like, back up, calm down. It is a cliffhanger, because even she doesn't know yet. She reserves the right to share what she wants to share in that moment.
That's true. I thought, the heartbreaking thing about watching this episode and being introduced to Jacqueline, and based on what we know happens by the end of the season, it's like, wow, you guys were friends since you were teenagers, and you're falling out this bad after being on a reality show. Were you ever really friends?
Well, I mean, they showed the pictures. They had
but genuinely, there are plenty of people that we've known for a very long time. They can go all the way back, and we have pictures with them, and it really wasn't a genuine friendship. It's sort of like, oh yeah, if we see each other, yeah, it's great, or it's just a casual relationship. But these girls were supposedly best friends, and for her to defend her in this moment, it's so nice to see. But to know what has transpired after the season, it's like, wow, that sucks.
Well, why do you guys think they fell out? Like, I feel like there were a couple of clues there.
Oh.
Mm.
What were those clues? I missed it.
Well, first of all, like the stuff about like, has she ever slept with Gordon? And the producer kind of pressed again, like, are you sure? I was like, maybe there's been like some kind of like a flirty throuple, or maybe like a joining in the bedroom situation that maybe went left. You guys know Megan King from Housewives of Orange County, how that turned out for her. The husband married the chick that used to share the bed with them. And then I also felt like this friend was a little too ready to be on camera. She felt like she was really like dying to be on camera and to have a moment. So I do wonder if that had like a role to play as well. She seemed a little thirsty. I'm not going to lie.
But it seems like Mia kind of facilitates her thirst. Like she wouldn't be on the show if Mia didn't bring her on the show. Yeah. Mia's the one calling her the third, in their little throuple. It seemed like Mia at one point thought it was cute and she facilitated it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly what happened. I am curious to see. I do hope when it comes to friendships and sisterhood, I do hope they're able to reconcile. I know it's been a lot. Mia put a video out there that was like crazy. I don't know if I would forgive her if she was my friend.
Right.
But maybe their friendship is that flexible, where they can still work it out. Maybe
with Mia, because Mia seems like a little like all over the place. So maybe she'll be able to look past something like that. I don't know about Jacqueline, but did you guys notice that? Are they testing housewives on this latest episode? Because we got a lot of friend ofs, unofficial friend ofs that were featured. Ashley is the new friend. We got to see Jacqueline, and then we got to see another friend. Whose friend was it? And Charisse was there.
Charisse, Scally came back. Yeah.
So I'm like, are we testing? Katie was there. Like, we have a full cast of interesting people. Katie does not even back up.
I do feel like they're doing a lot of testing. I feel like it's two things going on. I feel like they have the OGs, and I think, Katie being there, it's kind of Katie and Charisse was kind of like a throwback to the OGs, because I believe they're one of the only seasons that has all these OGs that can come on the screen like this.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's that. And then they're also, testing these friends of the show. I like Ashley's friend that came on, and her son looked just like her. I thought it was so cute. They had Charisse, Kate. Like I like them throwing them out there, but I do feel like they're just throwing Charisse in the mix. Like right when Mia and Giselle were having their confrontation, they throw Charisse in. She walks into the scene, and later at the end of the episode, right when Ashley and Giselle are having that conversation, they throw Charisse in. So I do feel like they're throwing stuff at the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's what you're saying, I do agree with you that they're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I'm seeing Forever Tea. She says they're testing for Robin's replacement.
Are they? Because after this episode, it looks like Robin is fully activated so far this season.
Yeah, she seems ready. Well, maybe that's why she knows they're testing for her replacement. She's not going down without a fight.
I know that's right. I just found out me and Robin are almost birthday twins. Her birthday is different years, but it's almost within 24 hours of my birthday.
When's your birthday? That means it's soon, right?
End of March.
March.
Yeah. Hers is March 29th and mine is March 30th. So yeah, and so I get her. And I want to say I wish I had a picture of Robin right now, but it didn't work out that way for me. But Robin's hair, her red hair, when she matches it with her lipstick, it looks good. I feel like it's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on me. So we have that scene. What do y'all think? Okay, so Giselle makes this comment. We have that scene at the spring fling, which is at a Mexican restaurant. It's a taco restaurant. And Giselle makes a comment about Karen causing confusion and having a spring fling at a Mexican restaurant. Like, that's weird. But I'm like, okay, spring happens in Mexico too. Like, what's the problem?
Giselle's not all there. We did find out in BravoCon, though, they had that whole situation of a, invitation with tacos, but they had no tacos at this party.
That's the classic Karen. Just such a confusion.
I love it, though. I love Karen. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love it. Like, she is so eccentric to me, and I love it. Her and Charisse being dressed alike. Karen in the blue Fendi, the blue monogram Fenty, and Charisse being in, like, the pink monogram Fendi.
Yeah. Karen wore it better.
Oh, absolutely.
What did y'all think about Katie? What did y'all think about Katie in that scene and her? First of all, what did y'all think about her look? And what did y'all think about her grabbing Ray's butt? Because that's been an issue on the show. Butt grabbing.
Let that have been a man. Just saying. Come on. It's cute because Katie, woo woo woo, Katie, woo woo woo. But let that had been Michael Darby, we would be talking a different talk today.
But does it count like in a different way because Ray has a crush on her and she was like being playful about his crush? Do you think, or am I being problematic?
I don't think problematic. No.
Be honest with this compared, because I don't know. I thought the same thought. I was like, okay, but Ray liked it. So does that make a difference?
He's also a married man.
Okay. Does that mean he doesn't like
Would
it?
you be okay? No, let me point this at you, ladies. Would you be okay if your friend had done that to your husband or your boyfriend or significant other?
If my husband is like 100 years old and my friend is like this young tenderoni, sure, go slap his little booty one time.
I feel the same.
But otherwise, no.
I feel like that's how Mia feels about Jacqueline. Like, I know my husband is old. Like, we're just all entertaining this old man. Like, it's whatever. I wouldn't feel away. But what's up, Ty? Ty's hot mess history. Ty said Karen's theme and location were not a problem. Her speech was long and weird.
Oh my God.
And she specifically told Ray to pay attention to her speech. And then I listened. I was like, okay, let me pay attention. Like, what's going to Yeah, I was like, what's going to happen? What is she going to say? She's going to call somebody out. But I didn't get what
Grand Dame is back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did she go? Did you meet Charisse?
Maybe. But I definitely didn't get it. But then we have the scene with Karen visiting her doctor, and she had basically, okay, a BBL. I think everybody knows a BBL is a fat transfer where you take fat from anywhere you don't want it, like your stomach, your flanks, anywhere you don't want it, and you put it in your butt where you do want it. But Karen was explaining that there's also this procedure where it's a fat transfer. I don't know the name of it, but you can transfer fat from like your armpits or wherever into your breasts and do like an augmentation. Had y'all heard of that before this episode?
Yes.
I've heard of it before. I just thought it was interesting that that's what we were talking about when it comes to Karen's storyline. But I was like, all right, good for you.
And how funny was it the way she presented it? Like, I am an inspiration to many young women. So she's giving a pep talk or a motivational talk to the surgeon about how women shouldn't do this in their 20s. So I was like, I just love the level of like kookiness about this and like the delusion of it all. It was just so odd in a good way.
True housewife form. Right?
Yes. I love that about Karen, the kookiness. I love that. I feel like that's Karen's brand, like a little bit kooky, a little bit classy. You know what I mean? It's a mix of the two, and I loved it. But I like that she brought attention, to different procedures that are available. I don't know how I felt about her saying, about what age you should have the procedure, but I like that she was like kind of like honest about what she's doing as far as her body. You know what I mean? Like when you see her, she's honest about what she's doing.
In fact, I felt it was a little bit odd because these things get riskier as you get older. So I felt like at her age, it's kind of riskier than a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old woman doing it as well. So I thought that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
Ray said something like that too.
That's a good point.
Ray, her husband.
Yeah. He was like, I think Ray was saying you shouldn't promote it at all, regardless of the woman's age. You shouldn't promote it at all. Yeah. All right. And I missed this super chat. Make it make sense. Said Jacqueline probably exposed. Ooh, Mia's lies.
Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Make it make sense. What are Mia's lies? What are the lies?
When does Mia not lie?
I want to know. So Candiace, she reintroduces her sister to the show, and her sister is actually staying with Candiace. Oh, there's Trent. What's up, Trent? Trent is a longtime subscriber to the Layla Lynn channel. What's up? Trent said, Katie knows Ray, a rich white man grabbing on the help is culturally and historically cringy. That's a false equivalence. Okay, so he's saying Katie grabbing on Ray is not the same as Ray grabbing on the cameraman.
Or the power dynamics, I guess, in that respect, or
yeah,
I think it's more about consent versus just power dynamics in our day and age.
Well, I think it's both because I always felt like the cameraman was at work And when you do stuff like that to people who are in a position where they're at work and they feel like they can't really say what they want to say because they're at work, I think like that is an issue.
Was Ray at work? Did he clock in?
I mean, Ray, look, we don't need to make a bigger issue out of it. Ray had no problem with it, obviously, because you saw Karen's professional. He was like, you know, right. That was Ray getting his butt grabbed. So Ray is fine. But I'm just saying, if we reverse the roles, if it had been someone else, even if it was Juan Dixon, we would have been saying something. You know what I mean?
If Juan Dixon was doing the grabbing, or if he got grabbed.
If he was doing it,
the grabbing.
What would he be grabbing? Robin?
I don't know. Somebody. Well, you know what? Hopefully, but I'm just saying, if it was reversed, if it wasn't Ray and it was someone else, and she was grabbing on him, we would probably feel differently. Or the reverse, if Juan Dixon was grabbing her.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right. Well, JL, our favorite avatar. What's up, JL? We would never forget you and this avatar. He said, I'm concerned for Katie. It was nice to see her, but it's given unstable /substance abuse. Also, this is the second week Charisse gave us nothing. To be honest with you guys, I have a soft spot in my heart for Katie. So I would rather investigate what's going on with Katie before I speak on whether it's mental health or substance abuse or whatever it is. I don't know. And I don't really want to assume.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. But yeah.
And she wants her job back. She's been begging Andy on social media for her job back.
Yeah. But the way she was begging him sounded sarcastic. I didn't know she was serious.
No, she was serious.
You think so?
Yeah.
It was multiple times.
And I do want to say that I completely agree about Charisse. 2 episodes, still nothing. And that's what I love about Karen, kind of shutting her down. I think Charisse is really hoping for something with Karen to get her flute back. And Karen is giving her like no opportunity for it. And I don't know, it feels like Charisse kind of like has been plotting with Robin to use Karen as a storyline. And that's why Robin seems so overly invested in the situation. Like she's been making these weird digs at Karen, who pays her dust. It's looking desperate on both their parts, Charisse and Robin.
And they got into it during their panel during BravoCon. Both and Karen. They got into it.
Okay, hold on. Let me find. Because you can tell us more, Kempire.
Yeah, what did they do?
I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I remember the exact reason why they started going back and forth. Oh my goodness, I wish I had written this down because I was streaming it when I was watching it. But they had their own little back and forth, even though it seems as if Giselle and Karen are good in their frenemy-ish, situation. But Robin and it was the Grand Dame situation. It was because
that title.
Yeah, because during the confessional, Robin had said Charisse really is the Grand Dame, and Karen was shading her. Like I forgot her exact response to it, but she was just like some of us are the Grand Dame. I forgot her shading response. But they kind of were going back and forth during their panel. Their panel was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder why Robin is so pressed over that title. Like Karen came up with the title, let her have it. Who exudes Grand Dame energy of all of them? It's Karen. Get over it. And like Robin, you're the last person anyone would give that title to. So why are you even bothered about it? It's not going to you anytime soon. So
period. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. You know what? I'm starting. Okay, I've never been a fan of Robin, but I have to say she's starting to grow on me. Like she's standing up for herself, like especially with the situation regarding Chris. So Robin's starting to grow on me. So I don't want to say anything too negative about her, but I will say I don't think she would ever be the Grand Dame. I don't think she has Grand Dame energy at all. I don't see it.
And she's an Aries. She should be a boss.
She should be.
But is she? And will she?
Well, we shall see. I mean, she's slowly but surely.
I know you said you get into that on your channel, like the zodiacs and stuff like that. I know you said you get into that on your channel.
I love it.
Yeah, but I think it's something else. I think it's something else there with Robin. But like I said, she is growing on me. Her hair color is growing on me. She is growing on me. I was doing the video last night. I did a video about Giselle and well, it was about Monique's divorce. But when I was talking about Monique on the Real Housewives of Potomac, I remember how Giselle tried to bring the paternity of Monique's, youngest son. She tried to bring it onto Real Housewives of Potomac as a storyline. And it just reminded me how much I dislike Giselle. Like, I really feel like she has no boundaries on this show. Like, if you want to see a woman with no boundaries and no limits, is not on the street corner. Like, people want to talk about strippers and, streetwalkers and stuff like that. I think it's a woman like Giselle who will do anything. And Giselle, saying that Chris made her so uncomfortable. 5 months later, telling Candiace that Chris made her so uncomfortable. I feel like we're looking at a woman with no limits with Giselle, and Robin being friends with Giselle. To me, it's still questionable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like this week's episode really showed, like, for those of people who are not like hip to it, how like miserable, I say it every season, but how miserable and lonely and bitter Giselle is as a woman. And I'm gonna it's a harsh word, but I have to throw it out. But I feel like she's truly pathetic. Like, the length she will go to target everybody's marriages just consistently is just so gross and so weird and so pathetic. Even the way she got so angry at Ashley and her situation with Michael, as if she wants Michael for herself and she wants Ashley to like, why is she so invested in what other people have going on in their unions? It's just weird. It's gross. And it's boring. Like, does she really, like, this is all she's got up her sleeve? Like, she's got nothing going on in her life. Like, let it go. Like, let that hurt go. She really needs therapy for what the pastor did to her.
Oh.
Yeah. It's funny when she was confronting Ashley, and I will say this, we're not going in order. I can't even get my camera working. Like, I can't make this. I like my videos to be, organized, a timeline, but I can't do it. It's not working out for me today. But we can go ahead and jump to when Ashley and Giselle were talking. And Ashley, when she was talking about, her buying a house with Michael, what she was saying about what Michael hasn't done to her is everything that Jamal did allegedly to Giselle when she was like, well, Michael hasn't had a kid outside the marriage with me. Okay, that's what Jamal, I'll say allegedly, even though, his daughter do be on his timeline, he has, it's no problem, there. But everything she was saying was stuff that Jamal allegedly did to Giselle. And it's like, Giselle, you sound like a fool. You sound like a fool. And she has no limits.
She's in everyone's. So she's leaning into the whole idea of being a producer on this show. And she really, this season, is trying to produce all these moments. Yet we still don't know what is your own personal situation. You're not being vulnerable with us at all. And I've said this before. You don't necessarily need to have a storyline. You just need to be an interesting person, which she is. She's definitely an interesting person. The RHOP panel was probably one of the best of the entire weekend because they're all just interesting people that are funny and shady at the same time. So she's important to the cast, but if she has no personal vulnerability on this show, it's going to get tired very quickly.
Can I ask, what's interesting about Giselle? Just genuinely, I'm really trying to understand because I don't know anything about her. I know that her daughters are funny, but I don't know what she personally brings outside of being obsessed with other people being divorced and miserable the way she is.
I think she's funny. I definitely think she has like a natural wit to her, and her interaction with the other ladies is important. Someone in the audience had said to her, like, you're the queen of Potomac. And she was the first to say, like, no, I feel like us as a cast make this show. It's not just, me. And I would agree with that because I wouldn't say she's the queen of the show, but I do think it's an ensemble. You need all of them to make this show interesting. Not one person carries the show.
I can agree with that.
In my opinion, what's interesting about Giselle, I do think she is pretty on the outside, but I think it's interesting how someone can be so beautiful on the outside and so ugly on the inside. And I think it does entertain some people. Like, it's entertaining to some people to see how Giselle carries herself. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that she has like no boundaries, you know what I mean? I feel like it's entertaining. It keeps the show going. And I feel like just her being herself, her messy self, is entertaining to a lot of people.
Yeah. And I think she crossed the line this week with Candiace. She's like, oh, this is what we're doing this season. You're coming from me and my family.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious though, you guys. Listen, I will say this, and I feel like people who are watching our recap last season who loved Candy Kane might be a little excited that this season, I have to say, I am liking her. But I do also have to mention that it's a little bit of the chickens coming home to roost, because last season, what went down, or was it the season before? Candy was teaming up with Giselle and Robin to spread these paternity. She went on Instagram and fessed up to the whole thing, only to backtrack later. And then she was playing Giselle's guard dog when it came to the paternity thing, when Monique was reading her down. And now, it's her turn. Like, this is what happens when you align yourself with these sorts of people. And if it happens to Robin next, I won't feel bad for her either, because she's always been there, the sidekick, the whatever, the shadow to Giselle as she does these things. It's like, the clock has to go all the way around.
You saw that scene where Robin was checking Giselle for spreading the information about Juan's name on the house.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she was like, how would you like if I told your secret? She was like, oh, no, I don't want you to tell my secret. So she might not ever do it too fully to Robin, because Robin holds some skeletons for Giselle.
But I feel like Robin, in that coffee shop, when they were having that scene, I feel like Robin should have let a secret slip right then. Being that Giselle, let stuff slip and she don't know what's coming out of her mouth. I feel like Robin should have been like, when she said that, she should have been like, what if I told about how, I don't want to say a secret and it go, but what if I think she should have let something slip about Giselle. And I feel like that's how you check somebody, like not just, telling them, well, why did you say that? But if we're going to be on camera, well, what if I said this about you? And then say it.
About your fake and phony relationship with Jamal.
Okay.
Exactly.
Say it. Go ahead and say
it. I think she said it last season. She's like, she didn't believe the relationship either.
Right.
Right. Because I think Giselle did it on purpose. So I feel like Robin, like you said, Layla, should have absolutely played dumb right back. Giselle did that on purpose.
Right. If you want to play games, let's play, girl. Yeah. I'm ready. Robin a tomboy anyway. So let's play. Let's play. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what do y'all think? In that scene is where, Giselle was setting up the situation about Chris after the reunion. He wanted to talk to Giselle. Giselle said she thought her glam, which is Cal, she thought Cal was in her hotel room. So she told Chris he can come to her hotel room and talk to her. But when she got to her hotel room, Cal was not there, but she still invited him in, and she said she felt uncomfortable with that. What do y'all think about that?
Campfire, I'll let you take this one. I feel like I've been dragging her all recap.
You need a little break. Take a little break, Grace.
And I think it's beneficial that I had the weekend that I had, because there was a lot of drinking going on, amongst the Bravo celebrities, but also amongst the Bravo universe. Everyone was drinking from like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I had some interesting interactions with people that were drunk. And I'm grateful for that, because it kind of gave me a different perspective this week on the whole situation with Chris. We all saw Chris's behavior at the reunion last year. He was definitely drunk. So I can agree with Giselle. She may have felt uncomfortable, but to have a full-on conversation, to bring this to his wife on camera, to make it a thing, to make it a storyline, is too far, and she's reaching, clearly. But do I believe that she was uncomfortable? Very possible. I was uncomfortable a couple of times with people coming up to me that were drunk. So very possible. But am I going to make it a storyline for, oh, I guess I'm making the storyline now, talking about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm giving you guys an analogy. Okay.
We get the analogy.
You know what I mean? So I can see her being uncomfortable. However, she's reaching by bringing this to his wife and making it a thing on camera.
Yeah. I agree. Honestly, I feel like there was a similar meeting, like the meeting she held about like Monique and let's spread a paternity rumor. I feel like she and Ashley got together on that, and Robin kind of jumped ship or was not involved, and she shut that down real quick, because quite frankly, when Ashley brought it up earlier, it seemed like she didn't really believe what she was saying either, that he could have been flirting with her. She was trying to misrepresent that he slid into the DMs when he just responded to her post, and he was basically just promoting his own restaurant, and she dropped it. But it felt like Giselle was like, oh, well, damn, like, this is our thing for the season. I'm not opening up about my own life, so we have to like force this and really paint Chris in the worst light possible. Like, I think Giselle knows she's bull-essing. She knows she's bull-essing. And I love that Candiace asked her, did he say anything inappropriate to you? No. Did he touch you? No. So now what?
Yeah.
Why are we having this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree also, Grace, that they have these conversations about what's going to be their quote unquote storylines for the next season. And I do feel like Giselle and Ashley teamed up and decided to make Chris a storyline. And you know, with Candiace, first of all, I have to say, I don't understand why Candiace still wants to be friends with Ashley. After all of their past, I can understand her wanting to film with her and being cordial, but it seems like Candiace still has a certain excitement for Ashley. Like, she was excited that Ashley was getting divorced, so now her and Ashley can be friends. That was weird to me, and I don't understand the attraction that Candiace has to Ashley. And for her to, you know, she was in the scene where Ashley told her about Ashley was, to be honest with you guys, when Ashley had that scene with Candiace and she was telling her, Chris sent me this message and I didn't know the context, I felt like Ashley was lying, because
Absolutely.
the context was he was replying to your story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a random DM. Like, he was replying to your story. So when you say, I don't know the context, number one, you know the context because you know you posted a story, he replied to it. And then number two, you had that conversation with Robin first, and Robin told you he works at the W.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you know the context. So I don't like that Candiace is giving Ashley another chance and giving her a pass. I don't like that for Candiace. I don't.
Here's some more tea. So during one of the panels, it may have been the Potomac panel. Yeah, it was the Potomac panel, where Ashley says that they spent some time during New York Fashion Week together. So Candiace holds some secrets, and they may hold each other's secrets from the time that they spent together hanging out here during New York Fashion Week. So who knows? Maybe that's the attraction of their friendship. It might be some other things that we just don't know or see.
Oh, Fashion Week is what, a couple of days, a week, or something like that? Like, how dumb do you have to be to share secrets with your arch nemesis in the span of a week? Like, you can't keep it surface level for a week. Like, why would they do this? That's crazy.
Drinking. These housewives love to drink. I know Ashley's swearing it off this episode, but you saw how she slipped up on that. So who knows? Drinking.
And I just want to say, for the people joining us, this is our live Real Housewives of Potomac review featuring friends to the channel, Grace Report and Kempire. I normally come on camera. I know on my channel, it's like a voiceover type channel. I normally come on camera for these live reviews. My camera is not working. It's not working with me, you guys. I'm trying to join from another computer, but it's just a lot because I'm also trying to host. So y'all got to work with me and work with me. We're doing this review and we're discussing episode 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And one of the scenes in the episode, this was kind of like the ending scene after Ashley and Candiace have their scene where Ashley tells Candiace her concerns about Chris, and Candiace says in the confessional she's just going to let it go. You know, she doesn't like the conversation, but she's just going to let it go. And then in the ending scene, there's the dance class. There's a dance class, which is basically like an all-cast scene. There's Robin. She shows up in her little outfit, her little rip outfit. There's Giselle. She shows up in her bodysuit. There's Charisse. I can't remember what Charisse had on, but Charisse was there. Versace. Oh, okay. Okay.
Versace on the floor.
Versace on the floor. Karen didn't show up, and they say Karen didn't show up because she told Ashley that she had 102 degree temperature, but they were saying Karen didn't show up because she doesn't want to confront Charisse, who allegedly has tea on Karen. Who else was there?
Wendy was Dr. Wendy Assefa.
Oh yeah, Wendy showed up.
It was like everyone except Karen.
Right,
everybody wasn't there either.
Right, everybody except Karen was there at that at the dance class. And I want to say, if I was to rate this episode, you know, every week we rate this episode, I would rate it at least an 8 just for this scene alone, with them drinking and trying to dance. I would rate it an 8. But
Robin, you see Robin? What was Robin doing?
it was so funny to me. I was laughing out loud, literally, like with her pelvis flat on the floor, her feet flat on the floor, like everything. It was so funny to me. But what would y'all? We can kind of like start to wrap this up here. The episode as a whole, how would y'all rate it?
I'd go pretty high like you, like 8, 9 or something like that. It was good. I really love how it ends. Like where Candiace pans to the camera, she's like, "Are we really doing this? Let me talk to the producer." I was like, "That's perfect. I loved it." It was like a 9. And on top of that, I liked how it kind of changed my perception of Candiace. You guys know I've never really cared for her, but these past 2 episodes, especially this one, I've been like really liking her. So, and of course, Robin as well. I've never cared for Robin either, but this episode, she showed a different side to her, and I like that as well.
Yeah, I feel about the same. What about you, Kempire?
I've heard rated like an 8.5, 8.5, because I feel like everyone is fully engaged this season. Everyone is coming out with something. Even Dr. Wendy Estefan at the very beginning asking, like, who's this woman talking? I'm not trying to be rude. Who's this woman talking? I was like, just the level of just simple comedy coming from Dr. Wendy. Last week, her trying to hug Giselle. This week, now she's like, who's this one talking? I'm like, okay, Dr. Wendy, I'm watching you. I saw your man, sidebar, Layla. I saw your man.
No. Can we rephrase that?
Okay. The guy.
You saw Wendy's man.
I saw Wendy's husband.
Okay, you saw Wendy's husband.
Yeah.
You're not getting her in trouble, Empire.
I saw Wendy's husband.
Okay.
And everyone was screaming for Wendy's husband. I mean, he's very good looking in person. Very good. Both of them are very good looking in person.
Okay, tell me more.
So I would rate it an 8.5. I think it was a solid episode. I feel like everyone's fully engaged. Very much like what you ladies are saying. I feel as if Robin and Candiace are changing my perception of them over the years. But I'm keeping my eyes open. Like I said, when I approached this new season, I said I'm coming in with a new set of eyes. And I'm glad I'm doing that because I am feeling very differently about all of the ladies. I'm still not too sure about Charisse. And I was like, okay, I do want to see Charisse come back because she is an OG, because she was the nucleus that brought all these ladies together. But so far, she's not really bringing much of anything.
Did she ever?
Oh, okay, well, that part.
Well, they said in that book that was released, they said that basically Charisse casted the show. Like the girls you see on the show were her friends. The OGs you see on the show are her friends. She pretty much casted the show, and then she was begged to be on the show because she actually didn't want to be on the show. Yeah. She felt like she knew who to be on it. Yeah, I do agree with that. You can tell that she's not the person. She doesn't want to tell all her business. Like she's not the reality type of person. Like someone like Mia, you know what I mean? Who you could tell enjoys the attention. You can tell that's not Charisse's personality. I don't know if she fits with the show, the season. No, Grace, no,
they're trying to force it. Robin is trying to force her down our throats. We don't want her. Like, let her be a casting director, like off screen. We don't need anything else from her. She's just such a drag to me. I just don't like her presence. Like every time she comes around, it's like a giant like cloud. Like, and just like the desperation for Karen's attention. I don't like it. Like, find something else to do.
Okay, I feel you. That's what I was saying about. I feel like they're throwing her in the scenes, like in the middle of confrontations. They're throwing in Charisse, like Charisse entered the scene, at the spring fling, and then at the dance studio, whatever. They're throwing Charisse in, and I don't see the connection yet. I really don't see it. And in the past, I've liked Charisse. I didn't see a reason not to like Charisse, but now this season, I'm not seeing where she fits into what's going on the show.
Yeah. But
thank you, Tiff X said after 7 years, finally Robin makes sense. Do y'all think it makes sense? She doesn't have Juan Dixon's name on the house.
I figure she would say what she said in regards to why she wouldn't have him on the house, but after all of what we've been saying and following and sensing from their relationship, that was just like the cherry on top.
Yeah. Wasn't it interesting? Didn't she file like as a married woman? Like she filled out the paperwork as married or something. I wanted that to be addressed. I thought Giselle would get some shade in about that.
Damn it, I should have went to the panel and asked that question.
I think I remember. It's been a while, but you're talking about because the documents leaked from her house and it said married. That is very interesting because you can't really say married if you're not married.
Exactly.
And also, sidebar, should Ashley be admitting on camera that she's committing fraud in regards to her loan?
But is it fraud? Is it fraud?
Admitting that they're not in a good place and they're about to be legally separated.
But that's just no separation. I don't know if it's a legal separation. Separation is not always legal. It could just be like a physical separation. Like I live in a separate house, so I don't know that it's fraud, Kempire.
Because I don't know. You should be admitting that you don't want the bank to know that you are going to be separating.
Yeah, she
basically.
I guess I don't feel like she's getting divorced. I guess I feel like I kind of agree with Karen now that she actually just wanted a house. You know what I mean? I don't feel like she's leaving Michael now. So that might be why I look at it like it's not really fraud because they're not really divorcing. That's my opinion. They're not really divorcing.
I just wonder how the bank would feel about that.
And the bank likes watching. The IRS likes watching.
I think we learned that with like Phaedra and Apollo. They are watching. They are watching. Are you guys? So this was it ended with them doing the dance class. Like I said, Karen called out sick to the dance class. Giselle actually commented on her wig. There are a lot of comments. I wish I had a picture of Giselle's wig, but there are a lot of comments on social media about her wig and the fact that it doesn't have a part. And she said that's her Beyonce wig. Like she knows she looks good.
She looked good this weekend, though.
You thought so? Oh, at this weekend. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she looked good this weekend at BravoCon. I don't know about the wigs. I would just think at this point her wigs would be on point, but she doesn't care. She said that over the weekend too about her fashions. And I know Karen mentioned that there will be some sort of moo situation during the season that she'll have to address. That Giselle will have to address. I don't know why she's wearing moo-moos, but okay.
All right, so let me find it. My sister sent me. Oh no! Oh Jesus! Hold on.
Isn't that bad?
No, it wasn't that. It's some comments. But I think my sister. If you guys, when you see the names of Raya, that is my sister, like my biological sister. So she might have got these comments. So I think everything is okay. But Trent King said, did y'all discuss a BravoCon outfit /looks? This is a heavy topic. It's a heavy topic.
There are a lot of looks, though. I mean, from across the Bravo world, there are definitely a lot of looks.
What I will say, Candiace's little superstar outfit with her little hips out, I thought that was so cute. That was so cute to me. Yes. And her performance. Well, Kempire, what are your thoughts on that outfit?
I mean, if it was a performance outfit, so to me, it was great for a performance. When I first saw it, I didn't realize she was performing, but because when I saw the pictures earlier, and I was just like, "That's what you're going to wear to a Legends Ball." But then she's performing, then it made more sense to me.
Okay. How was she live? Is she a good singer live? Did she sing live?
She did sing live. They did confirm that the next day that she did sing live. Can we move on? I'm trying to be nice, Grace. Okay, let's move on.
Well, let me say this. I will say this, Grace, because I watched the performance last night. And I do think Candiace does have a singing voice. That's why she's able to have a singing career. But it feels like she is the type of singer that needs to warm up. Like when she takes a microphone, her first few notes are not going to be strong. Like a church singer might take the mic and the first few notes be strong notes. Candiace is not like a church singer, like they say. Her first few notes, you could tell she's getting into it. So I liked her performance overall, but I feel like it took a minute for her voice to warm up and actually be performance worthy.
Okay.
And also,
is that a nice way to say it?
Mine too. It's been a weekend of them talking, doing interviews, meeting fans. So all that should be taken into account as a former performer.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question? I know you guys, Campfire wants to get off this topic, but did she sing a new song? Because one thing about Candiace is she will run her songs into the ground. There was, what was it? When I Look at You or When I See You, that she sang everywhere. She did like all those remixes.
Was Drive Back she performed.
Yeah. Oh, Drive Back. Of course. That's like all she sings.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Look, I'm fair. Here I go twerking on the fence. But here's the thing. I'm sure Andy requested whatever song they were performing. So
yeah.
That's probably her biggest song. Drive Back is it's probably her biggest song. And I like it. I thought she did well. I felt like her physical, like her choreography was better than her audio, but you know, it's BravoCon. So, you know, I didn't expect a lot. But in the final scene, when they're doing that dance scene, and then you see, this is what I don't like. When you see Giselle tell Candiace, "Oh, I need to talk to you," Giselle's like smiling. I feel like I saw her dimples, Campfire.
I did. I watched it again. You did see her dimples. You did, because
in the beginning,
smiling about this.
Right, when she said, "I need to speak to you," and in the end, when Candiace got up, both times I felt like I saw Giselle smile.
No, you're right. I saw it too.
Now that is that not demonic?
It is. Yep, 1000%.
Okay. Yeah, so what did y'all think about that scene? Basically, Giselle sits Candiace down on the dance floor and she's like, "I need to talk to you." And she tells her how she felt uncomfortable, you know, when Chris had that conversation with her in her hotel room after the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion last season. What were y'all's thoughts?
She's BSing. She, you know, like you said, she's being demonic. That's Giselle being the evil woman that she is. Karen had her number when she said that she's a broken, whatever that is, from Hampton University. She's truly fundamentally broken. Like, I don't think it's good to be friends with a woman like Giselle. I feel like she's the type of woman to have voodoo dolls of all of her friends who are in happy relationships or living happy lives. And she'd be like behind the scenes. You know, I'll tell you something really funny on this topic. So here in France, there was a big scandal about an influencer who was caught going to psychics to pray for the demise of her reality star friends. And there's videos and stuff of it that the psychic was blackmail. Yeah.
Did you do a video on this?
Yes, her name was Carla Moreau, Moreau, and she would go pay a psychic to put hexes on her co-stars so that they would never be bigger than she is. That's the energy that Giselle gives off to me. So when people claim this is a beautiful woman, she's this or that, I'm like, I don't see it. I just see evil. I see misery. I just see like a disgusting soul and spirit in this girl. And yeah, like it's just like the way she would smirk about maligning someone's character, like intimating that he was trying to like sexually harass her. Like, come on now. Like, it's just not good.
She was definitely reaching. Like I said before, I feel as if, especially after this weekend, maybe she felt uncomfortable because it was clear if you watch the reunion closely and you see Chris Bassett, he definitely had been drinking a lot. You could tell there was some, he may have been tipsy, may have been drunk, who knows. And she may have been uncomfortable, but to make it an issue, to make it a storyline, to go to his wife for that particular one instance, and nothing happened. He didn't touch you. He didn't say something to you that you can recall. You just said that you were uncomfortable. To make it an issue, that she was definitely reaching.
1000%.
It's 5 months. And I want to say, I have to look back. I want to say I saw it on Tisa Tell's channel where I don't know if someone told her, like a source told her that Giselle and Ashley had that conversation when they had their conversations about what's going to be a storyline, that they had that conversation and decided to throw Chris under the bus this season to avoid making Ashley's divorce the main storyline of the show. So you can sip. I see you got your drink, Empire. You can sip. No. So Sean Dudley McClure said Candiace should have used regarding the performance. Sean said Candiace should have used lip sync like Melissa and Shanna. Her moves are good though. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Her physical presence was good, but the audio wasn't the greatest. All right, so Priska said, "Did y'all see Giselle smirk when she walked off?" Yes, that's the worst part about it. So Candiace was upset. Candiace was looking for Eric, the executive producer. She was like, "Is this what we're gonna do? We have a real life predator that's been on the show, but we want to talk about my husband who is just friendly," which I do agree. You know, I said in the past, like even last week, Chris and Candiace's relationship, I have my criticisms, but I don't think Chris is like a predator. I don't think he is I don't think he meant any harm when he replied to Ashley's DM. I don't think he was interested in her friend, like she was saying. And when Candiace explained that he was trying to rebrand the W, I was like, damn, so he's actually just working. Like when he's telling you, come to the W, that's part of him rebranding. And y'all want to make it a whole storyline. Like, Candiace, why do you think Ashley's your friend? Why do you think Giselle's your friend? Why do you think these two ladies are your friends when they're really not? And they're smirking like you're upset. And I like that Candiace was able to verbalize, like, my husband is not available for this. Like when we talk about energy and matching energies, like my husband's energy is not available for this. I like that Candiace was able to verbalize that. But I feel like part of her, at that point didn't realize like you're working with people who are not your friends. They smirked. Candiace, not Candiace, but Giselle smirked when Candiace got upset.
I feel like Ashley even did when she was trying to like peddle that story, pretending she thought he slid into her DMs versus responding and this and that. Like it was so obvious that neither of them believe he is trying to do anything with them, and they're just looking for something to put out there about Candiace.
Yeah, it's desperate. And that's Giselle has always given me desperate, like not Real Housewife, but like desperate housewife. Like she really needs this check. And that's why she's executive producing this show. She needs this check and she needs to make a name for herself. And she's willing to throw anyone under the bus to do it. You know what I mean? So it just confirms for me, especially, talking about, like I said, Monique's divorce and remembering what Giselle did to Monique and her child. It just confirmed to me like that. You want to talk about a cancer on the show? It's not Mia with the cancer. It's Giselle. Like she is a cancer on the show. She has no boundaries. She has no limits on the show.
Absolutely. And like how much longer can she use this like dried out, played out recipe or whatever you call it that she's been using? It's always the same MO and we're tired of it.
Yeah. I would love to see a season without her. Sheridan Davis said she can't articulate what made her uncomfortable. That's because she is stretching the truth, in my opinion. It's in my opinion, she's stretching the truth. I don't think she was that uncomfortable. That's just my opinion. And I think it's a shame what they're doing to Chris. And what Chris has done on the show, I hate to have to defend Chris, but the truth is the truth. And I don't feel like the truth is that he's doing anything inappropriate to these women. I really don't think so.
Yeah, there's no solid evidence of anything. Even between Ashley's story and what Giselle is saying, there's nothing there. Now, Michael Darby, we've got a lot of stuff there.
Right. Right. And I like that Candiace pointed that out. Like if we want to talk about real life predators, we can talk about Michael Darby. He's available. But Ashley, it's kind of like taking him off the show. She's faking this divorce to take him off the show, to make him unavailable for that type of energy. Yeah. But you guys, so I appreciate you joining me today. And if you can just share with the people, we're back. And if you can share with the people what you have going on your channels this week. And then we, of course, will reconvene next week on Kempire's channel.
So excited for Kempire's channel. You guys, what's going on this week? I've got a couple of videos coming out today. They're still in the process of editing, but some BravoCon stuff that went down, of course. Love is Blind is coming out. I'm going to be doing some live recaps of that as well. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I discovered Grace through Love is Blind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's how I discovered you.
Awesome. I love that show. Well, season 1.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Maybe season 3 will be better. We'll see.
Fingers crossed, you guys.
I'm just getting back into the swing of things. I'm going to have our usual weekly recap over on my channel for RHOP. I have my Married to Medicine recap, and of course, I'll be talking more about BravoCon, but I'll talk more in detail about BravoCon on my podcast, Kempire Radio, this week. So stay tuned for that. 3 days of mess and drama from behind the scenes.
Yeah. And I will put a link in the description box and in the channel for both Grace Report's channel and Kempire's channel. So you can definitely check them out. They are friends to the show. They've been friends to the show for over a year now. And I appreciate the daily inconsistent support that they've been to the Layla Lynn channel. So thank you two for joining me. And I will see everybody next week on Kempire's channel.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, you guys.